Matthew. I've always been a fan of one guy who never made it to Intercontinental Championship level on the card in WWE when I felt he should have done, and that was Big Vito LoGrasso, aka Skull Von Crush, but the later he is Big Vito. I felt like he had really great basics and knowledge on the business and how to work a match with his placement on the card. He also took the business seriously and went as far as to go down to developmental in 2007 on his own merit to train and to keep in shape and get the extra ring time when the dress gimmick was finished on. They put him in a dress at one point.
I know.
Anyway, I believe you may have crossed paths with him in Puerto Rico in the mid-90s and in TNA in its early days. Do you have any good stories or memories of him? And why do you think he never made it bigger than he should have done?
Well, I don't know why he didn't make it bigger. But what everybody has to remember about the wrestling game is it's a political game. That's all it is. It's who likes you and who doesn't like you, and if somebody wants to work with you or not. So if you don't play the politics right, and if you've never played politics right, you're just working your way along. So I think that he didn't impress the right people at the right time, and I think that's why he didn't make it bigger. I had him in Puerto Rico when I was there, and he had heat, but there's a difference of having heat and having drawing heat. So sometimes your smallest guy could probably have more heat than your toughest big heel, because it's a chemistry thing. So if the people are going to hate this guy more than my big heel, well, guess who's going to be on top of the card coming up? The one that they react to. So, and you can't produce that. You can't manufacture it. They either have it or they don't have it. So, and that's why I used to make it a habit. So when I had a new guy and I've never seen him work before, I would watch him leave the dressing room entrance door, walk to the ring, and see what kind of reaction he gets just going to the ring. Sometimes they got a hell of a reaction because of the way the guy walked, the way the guy looked at him, the way the guy presented himself. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, he's getting a reaction right now, not a big one, but he's getting one. And then when they introduce him, they boo him a little bit. They don't know him from Adam's house cat, but they know he's a bad guy, and they don't like him. So I judge how much I'm going to push a guy by the first time or second time I see him go out in front of a crowd, because people don't get up and boo for no reason. They don't get up and holler at you for no reason. He's done something to them. He's reached them and he's touched the nerve. He's done something, but he really hadn't done anything, really. They just don't like what he's done. So, and that's how a lot of great heels were born that way, by bookers being attentive to their talent. And they're thinking, well, if he can get this reaction and he hasn't done anything, what if I push him a little bit, get some steam on him, then let him do some stuff? And that's why a lot of guys got started.
Would it be fair to say Vito, good on the card, but you didn't see him main event potential?
I didn't really see him that way, but good in the ring. And he looked like, if he'd have been in the 60s, he'd have been a great German heel, because he looked like a big Nazi out there, and he could have done that, and he would have gotten into that. But, used to be in wrestling, when they would come out, you would know exactly if they were good guys or bad guys. When you saw an Indian come out, oh, yeah, he's a good guy, he's an Indian. Or a cowboy, oh, yeah, he's a cowboy. But here comes two Nazi-looking guys, and doing the strut, well, you don't like them. Or here comes a Japanese guy. Oh, you don't like him either. If they're waving the flag, because they're the enemies of the United States. They can't be good guys. I mean, they ended up later on, some of the Japanese guys. But basically, it's sometimes the first time you see somebody as a fan, that's what they are. And if they don't like him, he's a heel. If they do like him, he's a babyface.